detectors are not switched on yet. We are waiting for the handshake.
Exactly. We're waiting for the engineer in charge to actually tell the experiments that they are allowed to switch on their detectors. So just some final adjustments being made to make sure that everything is ready.
Such a delicate process. The experiments are eager. I can see the faces of the people in the experiments control room waiting for this handshake.
And the announcer just telling the operators which power supplies it's adjusting to try and make sure that these beams are actually colliding.
Because you control one by one each power supply.
There are specific power supplies that are controlled individually to try and make sure that these fine adjustments are made, yes.
Fabulous.
Start power reading 1,579. Start power reading 1,579.
So I think now what we see is that there is activity in each of the actual experiments. You see the 4 different graphs where we're trying to now optimize the luminosity, so basically how the beams are colliding, and we're just scanning the beams across each other to try and make sure that we've really got them aligned as they should be before we give the go-ahead to the experiments to actually start taking their first data.
Start power reading 1,587. Start power reading 1,587.
Good morning, guys.
These are what we call luminosity
Grab your
scans.
crystals.
So luminosity is a measure of how many collisions are taking
I'm
place at
doing
every
good.
time. And of course, you can imagine that when we bring the beams together, these very small beams, they're not perfectly aligned head-on. And this means that we have to slowly move them
Lots of
left, right,
streams.
up and down to try and optimize where the collision point actually is. And this is what's
the job of Danielle, who is now on the screen.
Exactly what's going on at the moment. These automatic scans that have been launched to try and make sure that we now optimized.
And with more experienced colleagues around him, because I think it's his first year LHC
It's his first year of LHC operation, yes. He came on
the team.
As we were in shutdown mode, so this is really the first year that he's been operating the machine, but doing a very good job of it. So there we have, these are the different scans that are made. The dips are where we go out of collision. And every time it goes up, of course, it's where we basically optimize the collision points. So you can see that as we move away in the wrong direction, we actually go down in what we call luminosity, so how many collisions we have. And then as it's optimized, of course, we get to a higher level. This is what is now being done. And he's happy with the level for each of the 4 experiments. He will launch that
I might try.
to allow them to start taking data.
It's a thrilling moment. Everybody's waiting. I think the experiments are already pleased that they're getting collisions, but they're not switching on yet.
Not yet. No. I think they want to really make sure that everything is fine before giving the final go-ahead for this. So this is the final step that's not been done yet this year. This is this move from this adjust phase.
It's a real we are sharing with the world day.
So now
all eyes on Daniel Hierarchy, who has back or the bad luck of being on shift today at the very moment where all the eyes of the world are on him. It's like an orchestra director setting the pace for the music to go.
We're very calm, as you see. I think very professional and knowing all the steps that has to be taken to make sure that this is all done in the right way.
This is a job that's learned on the job, right? There is no specific training outside this room.
Not really. There's a lot of knowledge, of course, behind, which has been acquired over the years in different ways for Daniela as well. But then the real on-the-job operation is learned in the control room.
Because you continuously adjust. We're ready to go.
Good to go.
Ready to go. Good to go. All languages are spoken in the control center. I hear Italian, of course. I hope Atlas has heard. Atlas is thumbs up. Atlas is thumbs up. That was ready for collisions.
CMS, are you okay?
Yes, confirmed you are ready for collisions.
HCB, for you, okay?
Yeah, fantastic.
So the experiments confirm that they're happy.
So we are counting down to the start of run 3, the moment when the experiments are going to switch on for the first time and be able to record visions from the Large Hadron Collider at the center of the detectors at the record energy, unprecedented energy of 13.6 trillion.
Here we go, guys. Getting y'all a bigger view.
Fantastic! All the experiments are now recording their first collisions, and we have the Director General coming up to the floor to make a statement on behalf of our beautiful laboratory. We're seeing the countdown again. What's happening?
Starting it again.
We're in stable beams.
We are in stable beams.
We are in stable beams.
Are they colliding?
We're colliding.
We are colliding.
The experiments are starting to take.
The experiments starting to take the data. But
My internet went out. I had to go
She was
data.
supposed to come to make a declaration.
Y'all feel that?
Okay, so this is the arrival of the data from the collisions at the CERN data center, where they've installed an artistic installation. And these colors tell us that the data are actually flowing. This is just
wow.
Yes, yeah. And we will soon see the real data arriving to the computing center.
Exactly, this is then transmitted from all the experiments.
Exactly, from the center that we are seeing right now, to the counting rooms of the detectors of the experiments, and then to the CERN data center, and from there to the world through the LHC computing grid.
Yes, and of course, all the data, we can't handle this all at the same time. So at each of these stages, we actually look at the data, see what's interesting or not, and only pass on the interesting data to the next level. And this is the way that we produce the data, and then make copies of it as well, and send this out to all these different places.
And this is happening right now.
And this is
right here, right now. We're good for 3 more years of data taking at the LHC. And finally, we have the Director General, Fabiola Gianotti, ready for her statement on the beginning of Run 3.
It's a magic moment now, here at this moment in the CERN Control Center. We just had collisions at an unprecedented energy, 13.6 electron volt, and this opens a new era of exploration at CERN. A huge 30 Hadron Collider with vast collisions, higher energy than before, and also an amount of data equivalent to the total amount recorded the previous 2 rounds. And this, of course, will increase opportunities for discovery or for understanding fundamental laws of the universe. C'est un moment magnifique au CERN. On est dans la salle de contrôle du CERN. On a juste eu maintenant des collisions à 13,6 téraélectronvolts, TeV. C'est une énergie sans précédent et c'est le début du round 3 du LHC qui ouvre un nouveau chapitre dans l'histoire du CERN. Plus d'énergie, plus de collisions et donc plus de possibilités de découvrir de la nouvelle physique, ou au moins de pouvoir affronter les questions ouvertes en physique fondamentale.
Hey guys, my phone is being so weird.
Del CERN, appena visto collisioni a energie senza precedenti, 13,6 teraelectronvolt. È un nuovo capitolo che si apre nella storia del CERN, il terzo run, il terzo periodo di presa dati di LHC, e l'energia superiore dei fasci e l'intensità dei fasci, il numero di collisione, ci permetterà di affrontare le questioni aperte in fisica fondamentale con maggiori opportunità di rispondere.
And we are now going back to the control center. As we promised, we are going back to them after collisions. Collisions have happened. Where I see Chris Parr, spokesperson of the experiment. Right, everybody is smiling. You were applauding before. This is a magic moment, as the Director General said, especially for your detector.
Really exciting time here. It's been 15 years in planning. We first started to design this new version of the experiment in 2007, and today we get to operate this detector with collisions for the first time.
This is wonderful, and we do hope that some of the hints that you've already seen in run 2 are going to be clarified during run 3 in the next 3 years.
Yeah, we really hope that we're going to collect something like 10 times as much data in this next run as we collected before. So hopefully we can see a whole range of new phenomena. Even today, we announced the observation of 3 new particles that we observed from the data from the last
3 new
run.
particles, number 3. I knew it.
Yes, we'll talk about the new tetra and pentaquarks later during the Q&A session. I'm sure there will be lots of questions for you guys, so stay there. Don't go away, celebrate, and we will celebrate together later on. Thank you very much. Thank you, LHCB. We're now going to the interaction point 5. I see Luca Malgeri, spokesperson of CMS, ready for commenting the beginning of round 3 at the CMS. Hi, Luca, can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you, Paula. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. Thank you. So, are you happy, CMS? Yes, I can hear everybody's happy. Round 3 has started. What's your comment, Luca?
Sorry, Paula, there was too much noise here. If you can repeat the question,
yes,
please.
Just a comment on round 3. What are you up to in the new run for the CMS detector?
Yeah, no, I mean, there was really 3 years of hard work for all the people that are here. Actually, there is a crowd here. We are celebrating. We are seeing the first year, the first events there. It's really amazing, and it is really a celebration that we are doing here.
I hope you can show the events with us later on.
We have, actually, you can probably always see
we see the collisions in the middle of your detector.
Indeed, and this is what we were celebrating. So for us, it's really, I mean, these were really heavy 3 years, but we are really ready now to go for another. Yeah, asking for the main display. And I said, this will be fantastic because we are preparing our detector for the next years that come in run 3, really to go even past the doubling of the luminosity in terms of reach.
So happy new exploration, CMS, and see you later for the Q&A, Luca.
Sure.
And it's now time to go back to Alice at point 2, where we see Luciano Musa, spokesperson of the experiment. Hello, Luciano. So celebration. Alice.
Thank you very much, Paula. There is a great excitement here and we're taking data fully ramped detector, which will allow us, so this is a very massive upgrade of the detector, of the readout system and online computing system, which will allow us to study proton-proton collisions and a bit later in the year also lead collisions at much higher rates that it was possible in run 1 and 2.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. Happy new season, Alice. And we'll see you later, Luca, for the Q&A. So we're now to Atlas. Fabulous. Andreas Hunter, spokesperson of the collaboration. I can feel the excitement. I don't need to ask you whether people are excited. We can see it with our own eyes.
Thank you, Paula. I hope you can hear me. You see this is an absolutely overwhelming moment for all of us.
It's as if it was brand new detector.
Look at it.
They're fabulous.
Fantastic collision. So this is really an absolutely overwhelming moment for all of us.
Ow!
It's really beautiful to see highest
Wonderful day in science.
ever. See cross and collide in Atlas and giving us physics data again. And I think for me, this is not the first time we restart data taking, but for many of the experts here, the young experts, this will be a lifetime experience for them. They're all now operating the new detector after this long upgrade.
Thank you very much for sharing this fantastic moment with everyone. We are now going to the data center once more. Enrica, with the new data, the LHC experiment.
Absolutely. The data is
coming in from collisions in the in here and remind me that is hosting 450,000 processor cores and 10,000 servers that run all the time. As you can see from this animation, data from the experiments come into the data center, which is connected to the experiments via over 50.
Here's a crystal for y'all, you Jesus freaks.
That's more than the Earth's
Pray on it.
circumference. And so, thanks to this network, we are now again receiving the first collision data. Now, when the data comes into the data center, two things happen to it. First, it's stored into disks, then it's stored into tape for long-term storage, and after another copy of it is provided to the worldwide Large Hadron Collider computer grid, with its 140 agencies that are connected to it in 42 countries, huge collaborations to be able to provide to scientists worldwide the data that they need at their fingertips. So, and I think that's an incredible type of collaboration that puts together millions of computers that are allowed to provide more than 1.5 exabyte of storage storage capacity worldwide.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's absolutely an impressive collaboration achievement, if you ask me. And what you see in the screen here right now, that's the image of the data coming from the 4 experiments with the 4 different colors.
So this is live, Enrica?
This is absolutely live. And it comes so as the data is coming in, it's immediately pushed out to the WCG collaboration centers. Red for Alice, yellow for Atlas, orange for CMS, and green for LHCb. It goes to all the different in all the different centers, and I think it's the grid, as I said earlier, never sleeps, and it's thanks to the network upgrades that we've been able to do in the last 3 years that the speed the data worldwide is up to 33 gigabytes per second. That's
Wow,
a
that's a
factor
lot.
8 higher than it had been during LHC Run 1.
We're going to find
I think
answers
we are
to the
ready
universe.
for the data deluge.
Things
that
are going to
is,
be all
that is
crazy now.
coming in from the experiments, and so are all of our collaborating centers worldwide.
This is fabulous. This is better than a worldwide orchestra all playing together at the
Wow.
same time. And obviously, nobody ever sleeps at CERN. Everything is happening 24 hours now. Thank you very much, Enrica. You stay with us for the Q&A later.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there will be lots of questions for everybody at this special moment for CERN.
So there we are, we're back in the control room, and we've got the champagne bottle ready for the world record highest energy collisions. Just waiting for this to be shared out with the team that's managed to put everything in place.
So we got the best of any possible scenarios. The feat was accomplished before 5.
Less than an hour.
Less than an hour, and you well deserve this bottle of champagne. We are now concluding the multi-language live. We continue in English with the Q&A session. Around the table, we will have the Director General, the Accelerator Director, all the representatives from the LHC experiments, representative from knowledge transfer, and in remote, the spokesperson of the LHC experiment and the IT department leader. So I welcome everyone to continue sending questions to our dream team, the social media team. Will send the link to myself, and we moderate. I will moderate this Q&A with the directors and the representatives of the experiment. So we're now going to see the highlights of the day. Before we start the Q&A, I take this time to thanks very warmly and very dearly Rodri Jones, who helped me interpret what was happening and commenting and explaining. Thank you, Rodri.
Thanks, Paula. It's been a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you. Yes. Questions about social media.
Yes, they have. I'm gonna have the replay play on my YouTube channel if you watch it.
There should be one on this side.
Wow, look at that thing.
This morning, you were a little stressed this morning.
This live.
Now here at this moment we are in the CERN control center. We just had collisions at an unprecedented energy, 13.6 tera electron volt, and this opens a new era of exploration at CERN. A new chapter, run 3 of the Large Hadron Collider, will give us collisions at higher energy than before, and also an amount of data equivalent to the total amount of data recorded in the previous 2 runs. And this, of course, will increase our opportunities for discovery or for understanding the fundamental laws of the universe. C'est un moment magnifique au CERN. On est dans la salle de contrôle du CERN. On a juste eu maintenant des collisions à 13,6 téraélectronvolts, TeV. C'est une énergie sans précédent et c'est le début du run 3 du LHC qui ouvre un nouveau chapitre dans l'histoire du CERN. Plus d'énergie, plus de collisions et donc plus de possibilités de découvrir de la nouvelle physique, ou au moins de pouvoir affronter le questions ouvertes en physica fondamentale. Siamo nella sala di controllo del CERN, abbiamo appena visto collisioni a energie senza precedenti, 13,6 electronvolt. È un capitolo che si apre nella storia del CERN, il terzo run, il terzo periodo di presa dati di LHC, e l'energia superiore dei fasci e l'intensità dei fasci, il numero di collisione, ci permetterà di affrontare le questioni aperte in fisica fondamentale con maggiori opportunità di rispondere.
And here we are, we're starting a Q&A session following a fabulous live. It's unbelievable, in less than an hour, we brought the beams to colliding for the first time, and the detector switched on. It's better than any wild dream that I could have. Fabiola, you commented right now, it's a new adventure that is starting for particle physics.
Yes, absolutely, it's a new chapter. Every new run is a new chapter. But this one in particular, because there is an increase of energy, an increase in number of collisions, and more data, more energy means